It's a beautiful day in South Florida. The skyline of Miami looking resplendent, and about 15-20 miles out to the northwest, it is Sun Life Stadium, home of the Marlins. They're going to say goodbye to baseball here forever. And we said for the very last time a moment ago, some would say it's about time.
Yeah, and we're looking at the new stadium. It's going to be a fun year next year for the Marlins in their new ballpark. But we close out the 2011 season today, hopefully on a good note. And partner, if the Nats win this game, I say we fly back to D.C. and make up the Dodgers game so they can get to 500. How about that?
Well, I heard a rumor that the Dodgers are out of cash and they've used up all their frequent flyer miles, so that's not going to happen. But let's talk about a few things regarding this season. You know, it's kind of hard to start at what the bright spots are because Strasburg is back, Danny Espinosa has established himself, Michael Morse has had an unbelievable season, and then that kid Storn out in the bullpen with Clippard's help, the All-Star, keeps clinching ball games at the end.
Yeah, we got a lot of time to talk about it throughout the course of 9 innings today, but just in a fantastic season. And I think when Davey Johnson took over as the manager of this ball club, his main thing was to answer some questions. And I think a lot of those questions have been answered. He's got a middle-of-the-order guy, Michael Morse. Danny Espinosa's his second baseman for the future. Ian Desmond's his shortstop. I've been saying Trammell Whitaker all along. So these guys are going to be together. And when you talk about the back end of the bullpen, Clippard and Storn, that question's been answered. And don't forget about Jordan Zimmerman. I mean, he's a legit number 2 guy that could be a legit number 2 guy on a lot of staff. So when Davey Johnson took over as manager of this team, he wanted to answer most questions going into spring training next year, but the big questions that still remain to be answered are good ones. What is the starting rotation going to be like for 2012? But when you talk about the season as a whole, just a wonderful, wonderful year for the Nationals as a team, as a franchise, and for the fans. They saw a number of walk-off wins, 12 walk-off wins at home, so a good vibe going into next year.
Steven Strasburg, would he be the opening day starter next year? Would it be Jordan Zimmerman? Strasburg taking the field as he has for several starts this year. And the thing that impresses me most, FP, about Steven, he's not throwing 105 miles an hour, striking everybody out. He's getting outs, but he hasn't walked anybody. He's got command.
You know, I think he saw what Jordan Zimmerman went through with his surgery, and then he also saw the maturation of Jordan Zimmerman buying into the whole pitching to contact thing. And with Steven Strasburg right now, regardless of what he does today, regardless of what he's done so far this season, it's all about how he comes out of this. But I feel like he's buying into the whole pitching to contact thing, and we'll see if it continues today here in Florida.
Well, a lot to look back on during 2011, a lot of great highlights from the year, and also coming up next, we'll do that. Plus, FP and I will have a bit of a debate on a few things we've chosen. We've got some postseason awards to give out from the Nats, the American League, and the National League. Straight ahead.
State Farm, this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica! Jerry Newman with a policy question.
Jerry, how are you doing?
Fine, I've got a little fender bender.
Oh, Jerry, I'm so sorry. I would love to help, but remember you dropped us last month.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. It only took 15 minutes to sign up with that new auto insurance company, but it's taken a lot longer to hear back.
Is your car up a pole again?
I miss you, Jessica.
Jerry, are you crying?
No, I bit my tongue.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
I'm here talking big plays with W.B. Mason.
Yes. Watch this lady. First, she makes a great pitch.
Looked like a slider.
Then, she calls W.B. Mason to order more Hewlett-Packard toner.
I'm calling about toner.
That is a great play.
Right. Nobody beats W.B. on HP.
In fact, we have such a great selection, we had to find some extra space to store it.
Hey, who did this?
I have no idea.
Who but W.B. Mason?
A single quart of spilled oil can pollute up to 2 acres of water surface. I'm Johnny Holiday with a message for boaters on the Chesapeake. This is a bilge pillow. Placed in your boat's bilge, the pillow can soak up a quart of oil, preventing the oil from being pumped overboard and keeping the Chesapeake cleaner. You can make a difference. Go to bat for the Bay. Join the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Visit masonsports.com/CBF to learn more.
Because they play for pride, not contract extensions. Because the cheerleaders actually cheer. Because every game is a playoff game. Because even the halftime show makes the highlight reel. Because the chances of your team relocating are 0%. That's why you love college football. That's why you watch Masson. Rutgers battles Syracuse, Saturday at noon on Masson and in HD on Masson HD.
There's actually a very nice buzz in the ballpark today. The Marlins will draw a nice crowd for their last ever date at Sun Life Stadium before they move into their fantastic new retractable roof stadium nearly downtown next year. All right, let's talk about some postseason awards. It was pretty cut and dry, really, when we broke down the pitching, the hitting, and the offense for the Nats. You and I did not agree, actually disagree on one pick, although we might say Ryan Zimmerman might have gotten the defensive award, but he missed a lot of games, so we went with the kid who's been out there every day. So let's look at what these guys have done.
Let's call these the FP and Bobby Awards, and here they come. Obviously, Michael Morse. What can you say about the season he had this year? I mean, the Triple Crown winner, the first time to do it in this franchise since Vladimir Guerrero. Just a feel-good season, and a guy that's all he asked in spring training was to get a shot, just to play every day, get my foot in the door, and let me prove what I could do, and I think he's done more than that. So a wonderful year for him, obviously.
And then we go to the pitching staff, and Drew Storn has just been amazing. Maybe the best move Mike Rizzo made all year was keeping Drew Storn a Nat, because since the All-Star break, since the trading deadline, with the help of Tyler Clippard, he's been amazing.
And you know what's funny is we get down to the nitty-gritty here at the end of the season. We're watching teams that are competing for playoff spots with bad bullpens, and we're seeing how it's killing them. So when everything comes together, back into the bullpen shored up. And how about the defensive MVP, Danny Espinosa? Just a short time before this guy wins a Gold Glove at second base, in my opinion. We're seeing all the spectacular plays that he made all season long, but for a guy that is a natural shortstop to take on second base the way he has this season, just simply amazing. And how many thrills did he give us with the bat and the glove this year?
And again, honorable mention to Ryan Zimmerman, even though he misses almost 2 months. So then we go around the leagues and make some choices as well. First of all, in the National League, MVP, we are unanimous on Ryan Braun. Cy Young, you like the man from Arizona. I like the Dodger. We agree on Craig Kimbrell. You take Ron Renneke. I take Kirk Gibson. And then I'd like your pick, but I think the Phillies have righted their ship to win the pennant.
Yeah, I might have to agree with you there, but Phillies Brewers would be a nice NLCS, and I'm looking forward to that. And you have to give all those guys that we listed a lot of credit. They all had wonderful season, but Ryan Braun, to me, doing what he did on a division-winning team was very, very impressive.
All right, now American League, I go with the power-hitting leadoff man, Granderson of the Yankees. You love Jacoby Ellsbury, who's just about saved the Red Sox. Verlander, that's a slam dunk. Mark Trumbo, nearly 30 homers, nearly 90 RBIs for the Angels, and the Nats played against him. Hellickson, a good year on the mound for Tampa Bay. Leland and Madden, Yankees, Tigers. And again, I kind of like to go with your pick, but I tend to take the top dog until somebody knocks him off.
Yeah, you're a front runner. There's no doubt about that. But Tigers, Yankees in the ALCS, and I got Tigers versus the Brewers. And that is the first installment of the FP and Bobby Awards here on Masson.
And next year we'll try to come up with some less scary pictures when it comes to the two of us. So Steven Strasburg's getting ready. First pitch is straight ahead. Nice buzz in the ballpark today as we bring down the curtain on 2011.
Hey, Randy, with gray on your lip, your curb appeals zip. Your stubble's in trouble. Just for men, penetrates tough gray and puts it away in 5 easy minutes.
Hey, watch my petunias.
The big unit's chillin'. His landscape is thrilling. Just for men.
Keep your edge.
What separates Ram trucks from Ford and Chevy? Well, the legendary Hemi engine, unsurpassed off-road capability, and best-in-class maximum towing, just to name a few. Standing alone never felt so powerful. Come drive one yourself. Ram Power Days.
With 0% APR for 60 months plus bonus cash, get up to $7,600 total values on Ram 1500 SLT Crew Cab.
Nationals baseball on Masson, brought to you by your local Ford dealers. We have some clear skies and some sunshine. Hopefully it stays that way for the next 3 hours or so for the Nats and the Marlins to finish up on a beautiful day here in South Florida. Visit train.com for an independent train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. 89 under mostly clear skies, at least for now. And if you're out on that field, it's probably close to 100 with the humidity at 64%. So the Nats go with Desmond, Bernardino, Worth. Zimmerman still sitting out. Marrero, Espinosa, and Keel. Pudge gets the start. Isn't that fantastic? 2,843 hits, and young Lombardozzi at third base. Nats are facing 24-year-old Chris Volstad. They've seen a lot of him this year. He has faced the Nationals. Now this will be 4 times. And his career record against Washington, 5-2, 4.92 with 13 starts.
He's coming off his 4th consecutive no decision. September 23rd at Milwaukee. He pitched 7 innings of 6-hit ball, gave up just 1 run, struck out 5, walked nobody through 90 pitches, 58 for strikes. So fastball, slider, curveball change from Volstad today.
And Ian Desmond, who likes playing in his native state. 4 for 8, 2 RBIs, a walk, 3 runs in this series, and now hitting a healthy 253. 301 now over his last 35 games as a leadoff guy. Volstad gets a strike, and it's 3-1.
147 hits on the year for Ian Desmond.
Now, how about a 3 for 4 day and an even 150?
That'd be nice.
So when you consider where he came from, hitting 8th and hitting 220, 230 for a good part of the season, it's been a really good second half for Ian.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot. Those years when you battle, when you fight, when you don't start off as good as you'd like, very satisfying to get to where he's gotten. And once again, starts off the game by getting on base.
Yeah, Volstad holds on way too long.
Let's set the defense today for the Florida Marlins. Last time here at Sun Life Stadium, Morrison, Peterson, and Stan in the outfield. Bonifacio and Dobbs on the left side, Infante and Sanchez on the right side, and Brett Hayes doing the catching.
If you say one last time, one more time, I'm going to break out in tears. I'm so emotional about this day.
Last time here at Pick Your Name Stadium.
All right, here's Bernardina. Roger hitting at 243. 7 bunt hits on the year. Volstad throws a strike. Now, you have told me in the past the hitting background here is a little bit different. Is it tough in day games because it's kind of a light blue thing out there with the sun shining on it, not exactly a dark green or a black like you have in some parks.
Very glary. Tough to pick up the seams, tough to pick up the rotation.
That's a fair ball. And a throw to second for the force. Well done by Brett Hayes, the catcher, on a 2-6 bunt, fielder's choice.
And this is one where Roger Bernardina didn't know if it was fair or foul. He stood there for a second, just a slight pause. And nice play by Brett Hayes. Pounced on it. Good, strong throw to second base. So you trade one fast guy for another.
They'll bring in Jason Worth. I'm sure Davey Johnson would have loved to have had Ryan Zimmerman in the lineup today, who's 13 for 25 with 2 homers and 6 RBIs career against Volstad. And Ryan's still nursing that hamstring. No real reason to play him one more time. And so here's Worth with a walk in 3 for 8 in the series.
Yeah, there's no need to pull that thing, and then you're behind the 8 ball as you start your off-season conditioning program. You go out there one last game that doesn't mean a whole lot. You don't have a lot of personal numbers to achieve because you miss so many games. So just take it easy. Mend that hamstring. The worst thing you could do is have to rehab that before you start to get ready for 2012.
Well, if Jason's 2012 numbers go to that bottom line, what he did last year with the Phillies, the Nats will be very happy with that. But recently hitting better. Worth is on base 24 of his last 26 games. And quickly the count 0-2. Mike Everett, 13-year veteran, has the plate. Crew chief Mike Winters, first base. Mark Wegner, second base, and Chris Guccione at third. It's already been 1 game played today. The Mets at home shut out Cincinnati 3-0. We're not exactly why. We saw video with no sound. We saw Terry Collins in tears about 10 minutes ago at a press conference after that game.
He went all Dick Vermeil.
Worth on a swing and a miss, a heartbreaking ball, 2 outs.
You see the fastball right here, just a little cut on it, just enough to where Jason Worth couldn't make contact.
So Chris Marrero gets the cleanup spot today, close to home. In this series, 1 for 7. So hopefully Chris gets a knock or two today, finishes somewhere in the 260 range in his first 31 major league games. Bernardina, 17 of 19 stealing. Might be more liable to go with 2 outs than he was with 1. Marlins grounds crew gave this infield a pretty good hosing down about 45 minutes ago. It'll dry out in a hurry on a hot day. Rogers started, then stopped, and then Marrero takes it inside. Most steals against any team. And Marrero chops one, hits near the plate, out to Bonifacio on the run, and the Nats are gone in the top of the first inning. Steven Strasburg, final outing. Here he comes.
At Bank of America, we're lending and investing in the people and communities who call Greater Washington, D.C. home. From supporting an organization that helps new citizens find their way, to proudly supporting our Washington Redskins, and partnering with a school that brings academic excellence to the Anacostia community. Because the more we do in Greater Washington, D.C., the more we help make opportunity possible.
When you believe in the future, you're always looking ahead to what's next, to what's possible. Confident that taking action now is the way to create a better tomorrow. That's why we're announcing that with the planned merger with T-Mobile, AT&T will begin bringing 5,000 jobs to America from overseas. We will invest $8 billion more and deploy the next generation of wireless broadband to nearly everyone in America. This investment will create as many as 96,000 American jobs. Here at AT&T, we believe in the future. We're not hesitating. We're investing in America now. Why? Well, we know it's good business. Because America has always been, and always will be, a smart investment. AT&T.
On to the bottom of the first, some Curly W's in the house again here in Florida today, as Steven Strasburg will face this Florida lineup with Bonifacio, Infante, and Dobbs. Mike Stanton, Logan Morrison, and Gabby Sanchez, but the big blow last night came from Brian Peterson. Second home run of the year, and he had the walk-off that gave Javier Vazquez the win in his final big league start. Brett Hayes and Volstad to follow. Strasburg faces the Marlins for the 4th time in his career. He's 1-1 with a 3.86 in 3 starts.
Last time out, he took the loss on Friday. 7-4 setback against the Braves. Pitched 4 innings of 5-hit ball. Gave up 3 runs, 2 earned. Did not walk a batter for the 4th straight start, and he struck out 3. So fastball curve change today from Steven Strasburg.
By the way, there was another interesting story out of New York today. Jose Reyes started the game, got a base hit, and they pinch ran for him in the first inning. So he sits out the rest of the day with a .337 batting average, 2 points ahead of Ryan Braun,
who will need to go 3 for 4 in his game to win the batting title.
Interesting. There's Bonifacio, 3 for 8 in the series with the steal. 9-game hitting streak for the little guy who has really established himself as a dangerous and effective leadoff man for the Fish. A former Nat, he has 16 for his last 37, batting 2 clicks under 300. One and 2. Very muggy day, FP, and I know Strasburg had a problem with that last time out in some very humid conditions at Nationals Park.
Yeah, he likes to sweat.
There's that little 88 changeup he threw away, and Bonifacio just bumped it out of play. Bonifacio was a big thorn in the side a couple of years ago. The Nats have cooled him off a bit. He's 0 for 2 against Strasburg. Pudge sets up outside. Tries to frame it, and it's ball 2.
I'm looking at Strasburg's average speed for his fastball last year. Before surgery, 97. This year, 96. Average speed for his curveball last year, 82. This year, 79. Changeup's the same, 89 miles an hour.
Oh, great breaking ball. Right around the corner of the plate, and Bonifacio couldn't find it. So that's now 15 strikeouts without a walk.
A pretty good hammer right here. Starts it on the outer half. Bonifacio thinking that might be a strike, so he goes with the emergency hack. He can't foul it off.
And his back foot ends up behind home plate.
That's one of those as a hitter, you're thinking at the last second, that might be a strike. Maybe I can foul it off and buy myself another pitch.
Infante goes up hacking. Well, I'm sure other teams do it and we do it, teasing the Marlins about their crowds. This is a good atmosphere today, and it's great to see so many people turning out. They're probably between maybe 20 to 25,000 today, and that's fine. That's a chopper foul.
First foul ball I've seen this year in 3 trips here that did not hit a seat and make a loud noise. The fan caught it. We heard a little flesh. Got a little ovation as he barehanded the line drive foul ball, but that's what we like to hear.
Yeah. And as far as Steven Strasburg's concerned, he's probably in a tunnel somewhere playing catch with Pudge Rodriguez. He filters things out. It's him, the catcher, and the hitter, making his 17th career start. 0-2 again. Goes right after Infante. That ball's not well hit at all. And Bernardina will have to run and slide to catch up with it. You know, every fly ball here looks like it's going to that short porch out there. Roger had to make a very good late adjustment.
Well, he was fooled by the swing, and so was I. I thought Infante got that ball a little more than he did. Roger kind of hesitated for a little bit, but when you're that fast, you have makeup speed. It allows you to correct some mistakes that you might make initially.
Here's Greg Dobbs, the pinch hitter extraordinaire, getting a start today. He's 1 for 1, had a pinch hit 2 nights ago in this series.
I mean, that or Roger might be learning, as veteran players do, that if you want to make the highlight reel catches, you play yourself out of position, number 1. Number 2, you get a bad jump, and then you make a dive and play. They never show that part of the highlight reel. The bad jump, the false step. They just show the end result. It's a good way to get on all the highlights after the game. Veteran move right there, Roger. Nice job.
1 ball and 1 strike to Dobbs. He's got a good breaking ball going. That's a little bit low, 2-1. Greg Dobbs has been a good part-time player for a couple of different ball clubs. Most notably the Phillies and the Marlins. Good pinch hitter. Strasburg goes fastball. He made an offer, and Chris Guccione says he swung.
Chris Guccione says, I got a flight out of here at 8:30, and he absolutely went.
Kept the hands in front of the barrel, but the bat out over home plate. And the count 2-2 with 2 outs, bases empty. When does the Strasburg-Stanton matchup happen? Right here or next inning?
Either way, I can't wait.
There's your answer. Next inning, 98 down and into the left-hander. Strasburg strikes out a couple, and after 1, no score under the sun.
We're good at testing, but to be great, well, you need a little coaching. That's why I come in.
Coach, are we running super cold activation today?
Always, Gary. Only Coors Light tells you when your beer goes from cold to super cold. Frost brewed on 3. 1, 2, 3. Frost brewed. Ice down those Coors Lights, baby. Ice.
When it comes to big refreshment, we could all use a little coaching.
Nice crossing pattern, Randy.
We're tailgating at the next level.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer.
A little help, guys.
There's luxury that lulls. And there's luxury that thrills. Infinity Inspired Performance. Visit the Infinity Limited Engagement Summer Event. Our inventory selection is outstanding. The best offers of the season are now available. Lease an Infinity G25 sedan for $319 per month or get 1.9% APR on all 2011 models.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do people use smartphones to do dumb things?
Send, that is the weekend.
Allow me to crack the bubbly.
Don't mind if I do.
Is a gentleman with a bro stash invited to this party?
Only if he's ready to rock.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Thursday, June 16th, the Nats at home against the Cardinals. 2-on, bottom of the ninth, and a tie game, and tied no longer. Danny Espinosa's 12th of the year. It jumped his RBI total up to 40. He hit it against Fernando Salas, and the Nats won their 6th game in a row. That gave them a record of 33 and 36 on the year, and a 3-game sweep over the Cardinals. Top of the second here, and Danny leads off against Volstad.
12 walk-off wins at home, or just 12 walk-off wins, and they were of all kinds of varieties. I mean, they made up ways to walk teams off. Hit by pitch, a squeeze with Wilson Ramos, a 3-run home run by Espinosa. So not just the variety of, you know, base hit, leave him standing out there.
Wild pitch by Carlos Marmol.
Wild pitch. So of the 12 walk-off wins, there was all kinds of ways that Davey Johnson and the Nats were making up.
Danny would dearly like a couple of hits today, maybe get that batting average up to 240 before it's all over. A couple of walks, 2 stolen bases, and 0 for 6 in this series. Espinosa came up last September, made a bang with the power, hit a bunch of home runs. And the league started making some adjustments on him. He'll reach out and foul that away. First and extra base hits, tied in homers with Freddie Freeman of Atlanta. This one skied left field. Logan Morrison with room as the ball comes twisting back off the bat of the left-hander. Renew your season tickets. Benefits include the red carpet rewards, the Grand Slam easy payment plan, and the Curly W renewal gift, nationals.com/renew. And don't just take my word for it. Every time you see one of those highlights that we will roll for you today, great moments for the season, just pretend you're in some really nice seats to see those next year. And that should be enough to get you to come and join us. That's a strike to the knees to Rick Ankiel. When healthy, Rick's had a good year. Center field, right field, doesn't matter to him. How about the guys on this team who can play center field? Ankiel, Worth, Bernardina.
And Jason Worth made 2 of the nicest running catches you'll ever see in a big ballpark last night.
Under tough conditions.
Yep.
2-1, and Ankiel can't reach it. Foul tip, held on by Brett Hayes. Second strikeout for Volstad. Shop Smart, shop Luna at 877-241 Luna for up to 70% off all your flooring. Michael Morse, talk about 5 guys, 35 doubles, 30 homers, and batting 300. And by the way, we've got a standing ovation for Bud Rodriguez here. So you digest the numbers, and you look at a great ex-Marlin who helped them win a world championship here. What a nice moment. All right, Pudge, now make them all mad at you.
You get a standing ovation if he goes deep, too. Guaranteed.
Outside, 2,843 hits.
You know what I think would be really cool, but I don't think it's going to happen? If Livan Hernandez pitched the 9th inning to Pudge here in this ballpark. And I'm sure he would get an unbelievable ovation from the fans here.
Pudge hits that ball well to right center, and it's reachable by the big man out there, Mike Stanton, on a good drive by Pudge the other way. Middle of the 2nd inning, both pitchers off to a good start.
Jeep Grand Cherokee is the most awarded SUV ever. And Jeep Wrangler has an all-new powertrain with improved fuel economy, a refined, quiet interior, best-in-class maneuverability and ground clearance. And with some of the year's best deals, there's a lot to celebrate. The Jeep Celebration event, featuring the newest lineup of trail-rated SUVs.
Now, during the Jeep Celebration event, get 0% APR financing on all 2011 Jeep models.
At VerizonFios.com, you can choose your channel package. You can choose your own internet speeds. You can even choose to chat with a live person. And you're always guaranteed the lowest prices online. So don't wait. Try, compare, and buy at VerizonFios.com today. Because there's never been a better time to build the perfect Fios bundle.
No score, bottom of the 2nd. Visit AFCEA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Here's Debbie.
Well, the fans here in South Florida certainly love Pudge Rodriguez. And Jack McKeon, the skipper of the Marlins, told me he absolutely loved having him on his World Series champion team back in 2003.
He was one of the leaders of this club, and a tremendous guy, a guy that really was one of my biggest supporters, and also he was one of my biggest leaders that year. And I have so much respect for Pudge throughout his career. He's been an all-star, and I expect him to be a Hall of Famer very soon.
He also said that he hopes Pudge gets a chance to play a few more years to reach that 3,000 hit mark. He's only 150 hits shy. Bob, FP.
Breaking ball for a strike to Stanton, caught by Pudge from Strasburg. 15 pitches, 10 strikes. By the way, Pudge only played 1 year here. Came here in 03, went on to the Tigers. He came here from Texas, where he played the first 12 years of his career. And when Jack McKeon took over that ball club, they were struggling. That year, Pudge hit .297, 16 homers, 85 RBIs. He hit .353 in the division series, .321 in the LCS, and .273 in the upset of the Yankees in the World Series. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Strasburg very efficient so far.
He started Stanton off with a curveball. If you remember the first at-bat in Washington, D.C., it was 298s on the black and a 99 elevated. And there's another nasty curveball that just missed.
High in the air, out of play, right side. There are baseball fans in the Miami area. You know, we talked about this before. The odd thing about the Marlins over the years, their local games on TV have some of the highest ratings of any team in baseball. They just don't come to the ballpark.
I see it 5,000-6,000 in college to the University of Miami baseball games. So there's definitely a huge baseball community down here in South Florida.
And a 3-2 now. Strasburg walks the first batter of his season after 16 strikeouts in 19 innings.
And tried to trick him with a 3-2 changeup. So a bunch of good fastballs, a couple of curveballs, and a 3-2 change that just misses inside off the plate.
Next up is Logan Morrison, the left fielder. 1 for 3. And they met against this pitcher. 2 for 7 with a homer in this series. And Morrison with a walk in these first 2 games. So what's 93? His BP fastball?
2-seamer.
With some sink on it. That's good. There's a guy in the ballpark today who used to throw those. Kevin Brown, teammate of yours, good buddy.
You talk about a nasty sinker, a heavy baseball.
Oh, look at that changeup. Well, I was with the Texas Rangers when Kevin came up in '89, and I remember our catchers telling me the day after they caught him, their left arm ached from their palm up to their shoulder. You could not center the ball trying to catch Kevin Brown. Catching it or hitting it. Ground ball fair. 1 throw and a return throw. Very calmly played on a 3-6-3 by Chris Marrero.
And that's just called knowing your runner right there. It's a 2-hopper. Probably could have stepped on the base for the tag play at second, but decided to go the more conventional route. And a pretty good feed. You see his right foot right there? I guess just get rid of it quick and you can do it this way. They did that like they were taking infield.
Nats are top 5 in the league with 145 double plays, including that one. And the bases are empty for Gabby Sanchez. He'll get jammed and drop it into left center. First hit given up by Strasburg. Brian Peterson next.
Getting back to Kevin Brown, one of the more fierce competitors you'd ever meet in your life. On game day, he wouldn't talk to anybody in the clubhouse. I used to always try to loosen him up and say, oh, it's your day to pitch. You can't talk to anybody in the clubhouse. And try to loosen him up.
I can imagine the icy stares you got.
Oh, I'm going to be mean and tough today. It's my day.
Yeah.
Well, he used to be my friend if he doesn't come up here in the booth and say hi. So if he's anywhere around here, Bob Nen came up and said hi. And I haven't seen hide nor hair of Kevin Brown.
You're going to have to find him.
Some pitchers do that. Some pitchers come in and they're normal, bouncing around the clubhouse. Other pitchers, you can see they're focused. They don't want to talk to anybody. They just go sit in their locker. Steven Strasburg's a lot like that. From what I've seen in the 4 starts this year, he's got a little Kevin Brown mean streak in him on game day.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
No, not at all. Comes in, just goes into his locker, starts to get that game face on about 2-3 hours before the game, starting to think about what he's going to do, visualize the pitches that he's going to throw. And it's just all part of the preparation. I mean, that's your day. You don't get to play every day. You get to play one every 5 days. So why wouldn't you make that a little bit more special and make it count? Whatever routine works for you, as long as it works, you got to stick with it.
2-0 to Peterson. And that's upstairs, ball 3. Marlins lead the season series 11-6, but the Nats and the Fish have split the 8 games here. This is the best the Nationals have played in Florida in quite some time. That's a high strike, and it's 3-1.
And that was pitch number 30.
Catcher Brett Hayes is the number 8 man. 2 outs here in the second with a runner at first base. Now another walk, 2 in the same inning.
This might get a trip from pitching coach Steve McCaddy. We'll see what he does with his young right-hander here, but Evan hasn't walked anybody in his previous starts. Has walked 2 this inning.
Right-handed 236 hitter stepping in, catcher Brett Hayes. He's hit the Nats well. 92 right in there.
We can see from up here already, second inning, Steven Strasburg's top is a lot darker than his bottoms, and that's telling me that he's already sweating.
Yeah, I noticed that in the first inning. He's worked up a good sweat. Probably that happened in the bullpen. Goes with a breaking ball and misses up and away. By the way, I have Strasburg and Garza, the early favorites for opening day at Wrigley Field next April. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
I don't think Zambrano will be in that picture.
We just always get worried about that cold weather.
Oof, what will the temperature be that day?
The guy coming off of surgery, cold weather, I don't know.
1-1 pitch, and it's popped up near the mound and now near second base. Here comes Desmond to grab it, and that's it for the Fish. Bottom of the second, they strand their first two runners. No score.
When you believe in the future, you're always looking ahead to what's next, to what's possible. Confident that taking action now is the way to create a better tomorrow. That's why we're announcing that with the planned merger with T-Mobile, AT&T will begin bringing 5,000 jobs to America from overseas. We will invest $8 billion more and deploy the next generation of wireless broadband to nearly everyone in America. This investment will create as many as 96,000 American jobs. Here at AT&T, we believe in the future. We're not hesitating. We're investing in America now. Why? Well, we know it's good business. Because America has always been, and always will be, a smart investment. AT&T.
Want to see a crime? Follow us. You see what happens when you buy cheap chairs?
And assemble them yourself.
They said they were just as good as Hahn brand chairs.
Just as good.
It's never, never, never.
Just as good. Here's proof that a Hahn chair assembled by W.B. Mason is the upright value. Get the brand you want at a price you'll love.
Now straighten up, people, and buy right.
Who but W.B. Mason?
Steven Strasburg, 34 pitches, 20 strikes, first 2 innings. And we invite you to get excited about next year. Buy two, get two. The season tickets. Go to nationals.com/2012 and check it out. A minimum 2 tickets per purchase. Some restrictions apply. Select locations. A lot to be excited about for next year and beyond.
I got mine. They're on the 7th floor.
Highlights of the schedule. The opening at Chicago. Reds are in early. Interleague takes the Nats to Boston and Toronto. The Yankees are coming in. Everybody's going to want to gobble up those tickets. And the Rays right after them. Reds are the home opener. I think it's been, what, 07? No, it was 06 when the Yankees came, right? And the Nats got a walk-off homer from a kid named Zimmerman against Chin-Ming Wong to win that game. Wong was going for a complete game. How long it is during the offseason before we announce the 3 Yankee games are sold out.
I'd imagine a lot of games next year are going to be sold out.
Pretty good looking breaking ball by Volstad, just low on an 0-2 to Steven Lombardozzi. Yeah, he's only 5 out of 28, but he's had all 5 of those hits in his last 16 at bats. He'll get jammed there and bounce it down to Gabby Sanchez, who finally corrals it. And it's a good thing the pitcher didn't assume he was going to make that play himself. That could have been embarrassing. So Strasburg a chance to hack here. Steven 0 for 5 this year, 1 for 25 as a big league hitter. He'll bounce it over the mound, over the bag. Bonifacio avoided Infante to make that play. 2 outs. Been one of the happiest guys in the ballpark today is Omar Infante with a new 2-year deal.
So how about Chris Volstad? He goes through the Nats order one time without allowing a hit.
Just the leadoff walk to Desmond.
When you talk to the Marlin people, they say when he's good, he's good. He's got a lot going on his delivery. He's such a tall guy that it's hard for him to be consistent. But lately, we talked about it, coming off a couple of 7-inning outings. Gave up just 1 run last time in 7 innings against the Brewers in Milwaukee.
Here's Ian Desmond. Desmond on base in this series 6 times.
And if you notice, with the loss last night, he went back to the more traditional pants.
Oh, so they did pack him.
So no more 90s retro hot pants. He went back to the baggies.
Well, that kid with that physique would look good in anything out there.
I like those better. I like the baggies way better.
A chopper on the hurry is Dobbs, and Desmond's speed forces him into an error.
You know, that could be a hit, but who knows with this scorekeeper. We've seen some weird things here, and he just threw error up that fast. I mean, that's one where you could argue that Ian Desmond, if he fields it, is going to beat it out.
It's going to be a close play no matter what.
When you talk about a home scorekeeper, this is some of the worst scorekeeping I've seen all season long, the last 3 games here. Awful.
Bernardino with 2 outs. Roger, a fielder's choice bunt. First time up, 2-6, got Desmond thrown out at second.
And he didn't even think about it. He put E5 on there as soon as it happened. On those plays, generally, you watch the replay again. You see where the runner is in reference to when he bobbles it. You watch it 2 or 3 times. Then you make a scoring decision. But to just throw E5 up there before the ball actually even hit the ground. And with what's happened the first 2 games of this series, very questionable.
And a step off against a base runner with 25 steals. Almost had a long look over there before going into his stretch. And Bernardino gets under 1 out to left center. Brian Peterson fighting the sun, and he's got it in the gap. And the Nats have gone hitless in the first 3 innings.
I host a pretty good game, but to be the best, I needed a little coaching.
That's where I came in. The world's best party needs the world's most refreshing beer. Stack that Coors Light. Make those mountains move. You're dogging it, ding dong. Wake up. These are frost-proof fundamentals. Work it, hit it. Gee whiz, Kyle.
When it comes to big refreshment, we could all use a little coaching. Cross-brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer.
Yes!
Coach?
There goes Dwayne's car. Oh, man. There goes Dwayne's house. And there goes Dwayne. Man, that thing does not like Dwayne.
State Farm's got you covered.
Nice landing. It was.
Get to a better state.
Like so many great pioneers before me, guided only by a dream, I'm embarking on a journey of epic proportion. I will travel from sea to shining sea, through amber waves of grain, and I won't stop until I've helped every driver in America save hundreds on car insurance. Well, I'm out of the parking lot. That's a good start.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Friday, May 13th, Marlins at Nats, and in the 5th inning, 2 runners aboard, and Roger Bernardino takes one away from Mike Stanton. Catch of the year.
I just can't believe he held on to it because he hit the ground so hard, and look where the ball is, on the very tip of the web in his glove. Just an amazing play to get to that ball, but even more amazing to hang on after he hit the ground so hard.
Yeah, that was a 4-4 game at the time. The Nats would drop it in the 11th on a Greg Dobbs double, but an amazing moment thanks to Roger the Rabbit way out there in center field. Here we go, bottom 3, Strasburg, a fastball up and in. By the way, Chris Volstad started that game against the Nats that night. 9 for 45 with a couple of RBIs this year. Perfect on the corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. And a bouncer outside third, 1-2. Volstad's an intriguing guy, first round draft choice 6 years ago, 16th overall player taken, and he's still only 24 years of age. Big league record of 32 and 38 coming in, his 102nd start. Nasty hook to any hitter. Strasburg, 3rd strikeout of the day. PNC for the Achiever in You solutions. To help you achieve your financial goals. Working his way back to us with their combined minors and major league totals this season, Steven Strasburg. Look at the strikeouts per 9 innings.
So if you combine the strikeouts per 9 innings, then he's got 19.8, right, total?
It would average out between the two.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You're just trying me out here.
That's good.
Trying to trip me up in game number 161. Bonifacio with a swinging strikeout, first time up. Strasburg may be one of those cases this year where the numbers don't tell all the story. We're just marveling at him and how good he looks, how fit he looks. Throwing free and easy. That's an attempt, and that's strike 1. The big thing, I think, FB, as we talked about before, coming into this start, no walks. The command has been there.
I think the big thing is how he comes out of it the next day, and it's been so far so good. That's the only real thing that matters as you go into next year.
Right by Bonifacio.
I'll tell you what, that glove just has a different sound, the catcher's glove, when Strasburg's pitching.
This has to be a ball for Pudge today.
It just, yeah, right, absolutely. Got that deep thud, a lot of bass to it.
Pudge will be an interesting story to follow during the offseason.
Well, if he's not with the Nats, I wouldn't be surprised if he's right here.
I would think he would be Ozzie Guillen's kind of guy. Ozzie was introduced in a long press conference today. Strasburg goes with that around the plate 2-2 breaking ball again. Bonifacio bit on it first time. That one was a little bit up. Jack McKeon, another farewell today, but you never know. Used to be known in San Diego as Trader Jack. Here in Florida, you could probably call him Savior Jack. Strasburg throwing out the whole arsenal against Bonifacio. 4 strikeouts, 2 outs.
Now, how about that well-located 97 with 2 strikes from Steven Strasburg? So that's twice that Bonifacio was struck out swinging, almost like an afterthought. The first time it was a curveball, that time a fastball, but 2 late swings and 2 strikeouts for Bonifacio.
Pitch Track brought to you by Verizon, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. Omar Infante.
About 1 more inning or so, and Steven Strasburg is going to have a friend. And when that comes about halfway out to the mound, if you're a Marlin, good luck.
Odd starting time.
Go get him.
4:11 local time. First pitch was thrown. That's a breaking ball that buckles Infante. And we know Omar Infante is Ozzie Guillen's kind of guy. Ozzie knew him from the American League with Detroit. And I don't think there's any coincidence at all that he was signed to a 2-year deal extension the day before Ozzie got his job officially taken care of. Lombardozzi on the scoop and over to Marrero. Really nice inning for Strasburg. 2 Ks and a routine grounder. On come the middle inning, scoreless.
At Bank of America, we're lending and investing in the people and communities who call Greater Washington, D.C. home. From supporting an organization that helps new citizens find their way, to proudly supporting our Washington Redskins, and partnering with a school that brings academic excellence to the Anacostia community. Because the more we do in Greater Washington, D.C., the more we help make opportunity possible.
Unpredictable. Unrepetitive. Unsensitive. Unrelenting. Unauthorized. Rigo's Post-Game Extra on Masson.
The officially unauthorized post-game show.
Sunday following the Washington St. Louis game on Masson. Be there.
Sports Network.
Never miss a defining moment. Text Nationals to 29292. Maximum Tyler. Maximum Baseball. Maximum Access. Masson is your maximum access sports network.
Top of the 4th inning, Worth, Marrero, Espinoza, no score. Well, we'll give you our final update. The month of September, 70 walks for $3,500. And for the entire year, 469 walks, 23,450 donated from our great friends at Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield to support the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington, D.C. Take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. And thanks to Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield for a wonderful and successful promotion this year. We appreciate every dollar going to our kids in the district. First pitch swinging, Worth, and that's a foul ball. 4th inning underway, 39 pitches, 27 strikes for Chris Volstad. .6'8", 214. Tough guy to pick up on a day like this. He'll be tough in the shadows as well, because at his height, he is really throwing downhill to these kids. And 9 in 30 starts last year, 9 in 13, 29 starts the year before that. In a rotation, has had a lot of injuries. He's been a pretty good mainstay for them as he makes his 29th start this year. Worth looking to punt. He had Dobbs way back. That would have been a real shot at a base hit.
He is just trying to get on base any way he can so that he can get stolen base number 20.
Close enough to be hacking on that breaking ball. Five o'clock in South Florida. We're having a whole lot more fun right now than they are about 8 miles east of us going north and south on I-95.
Parking lot.
Worth on a breaking ball strikes out. 3 Ks. Worth twice for Volstad. Next up will be Chris Marrero. It's 160 Ks for Jason this year. And Marrero hit the ball to short first time. You guys at home didn't sneak out early from work today to catch the Nats finale, did you? We hope you did. Chris 1 for 8 in the series. Having a bit of a battle. He's 8 for his last 45 pitchers. And pitching coaches have gotten some videotape on him, and they've made some adjustments based on what he did. A hit per game pace first 3 weeks he was in the big leagues. Ostad's got a good hook going today.
My first 3 weeks in the big leagues, I was hitting 575. I couldn't make it out, and then all of a sudden people found out the hole in my swing, which there were many of them. It just took them a while to find them, and then you have to readjust to how the league adjusts to you. You see the book right now on Marrero is the off speed, the slider away. That's what teams have been doing consistently to him. And, you know, maybe just trying a little bit too hard to get his first major league home run to where he's in pull mode lately. I think that's affected the fact that he hasn't gotten a lot of hits.
Danny Espinosa is next. Danny doesn't want to close the season with an 0 for here in Florida. 0 for 7 in the series, a couple of walks. And over the next 15 to 30 minutes, it's only going to get tougher against these two pitchers. This is kind of a playoff starting time that you get because of television and postseason play. And he waits for the breaking ball and fouls it left side. By the way, some of those pitching matchups are interesting, FP, tonight in the wild card games. Atlanta would have a big advantage, you would think, over the Phillies with Blanton against Tim Hudson. And then in Houston, Chris Carpenter for St. Louis, but they counter with Brett Myers, who's no slouch. And if those teams both win or they both lose, they play a one-game playoff in St. Louis tomorrow night.
Well, you remember what I said about Tim Hudson in Washington? I said of my former teammates.
If you had one game, huh?
One game to win, that's the guy I'd want on the mound. So the Braves got their man tonight in the right spot.
On a pitch down and away.
When I heard his last start in D.C., remember how he was going behind the mound, squatting, and was sweating a lot out there?
Yeah.
5 IV bags during the game. He stayed in the clubhouse till all hours of the morning, so he just cheaped it out for his ball club in a big game last time. Imagine what he's going to do tonight.
Well, if he goes home on the charter, he'll have an entire row to himself. A lot of the guys live here in Florida, so for some of them, it's just a short drive home. There's a lot of room on the plane tonight. And a 1-2 with 2 outs. Way inside. Did it hit him? Ball skipped way up in the air. Danny not acting like there was any contact. And the count's 2-2. And by the way, for Boston and Baltimore, John Lester 15-9. David Price at home for Tampa Bay 12-13. And missed it. Ball went high up in the air because it climbed up the left arm of Brett Hayes.
We got hit in the foot last homestand. It didn't feel good. He doesn't want to get hit there again.
3-2. We get a minute. You got to tell that story about Kevin Brown and the bat that he gave you. Or did he sign one of your bats?
No, it was his bat.
That was funny. We'll get that one later. Or if Danny gets aboard. With 2 outs, the Nats have their third base runner.
He had the turbo sinker going, and you know I used to get the hits off him like choppers to shortstop. And one game I came up and he drilled me the first time. Like Danny, I kind of leaned into it. So the next time up, first pitch right in the ribs. And he was my teammate the following year. I said, what was the deal with that game? You hit me the first time, you hit me the second time. He said, I figured if you wanted to be on base that bad, that I'd drill you again. So he drilled me twice in one game, and he signed a bat for me eventually. And it said, to my favorite target, FP, and he drew a bullseye on the barrel of the bat. And I have it hanging up in my office right now.
That's pretty good. Rick Ankiel struck out swinging first time up.
Nowadays, you hit a guy twice in a game, he'll be suspended for a month.
Oh, yeah. Well, they didn't read minds back then like they do now. There's a lot of ESP that goes on during beanball wars now. It's a busted bat. Ankiel, the ground ball to Omar Infante. And the Nats have been shut down. Last night, Vasquez, and today, Full Stad.
It's an important decision, one that demands results, one that will take a team. We will be there with expertise and extra hands. Morgan Franklin, financial management, performance improvement, and national security solutions.
Welcome to Nissan.
Altimas, please.
Nissan has a better availability of vehicles than Toyota or Honda, so you can save now. More cars, great offers, equals more savings.
Now, get 0% on Altima or $1,500 back on Altima. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer today.
Next stop, savings.
At VerizonFios.com, you can choose your channel package. You can choose your own internet speeds. You can even choose to chat with a live person. And you're always guaranteed the lowest prices online. So don't wait. Try, compare, and buy at VerizonFios.com today. Because there's never been a better time to build the perfect Fios bundle.
Maximum Lennon. Maximum Baseball. Maximum Access. Massaneers, your Maximum Access Sports Network.
It's all about the pitching right now. Only one hit in the ball game. Gabby Sanchez got fisted, dropped one to left center. Strasburg and Volstad pretty untouchable today.
Time for the Geico highlights, and let's check out both of those guys. They've both been great. Only one hit in this baseball game, and it was by the Marlins. So Strasburg with a backdoor curveball, one of his strikeouts. Just a challenge fastball in the inner half. And how about Volstad? He's been nice too. A little changeup right there to Rick Ankiel. He's got a good slider going to Jason Worth. So all of a sudden, a pitcher's duel here in South Florida for the last game of the season.
Strasburg, 47 pitches, 29 strikes through 3. Dobbs, Stanton, and Morrison away, bottom 4. Hitters are in the shadow now. It's about a third of the way to the mound where the shadow ends. When does it become really tough?
Well, I think for me, when the pitcher's in the shadows too, because now all of a sudden the ball's dark and you can't see the seams, and then you look behind him and the background's so bright, so it's almost like, I always talk about going in and out of a movie theater, but the pitch will do that right now to Dobbs, to where it goes from light to dark. But when the pitcher's all dark in the shadows and you're in the shadows, the ball turns gray. You can't see seams, you can't see the red spin, the rotation. It's hard to pick up off speed. And you're pretty much just guessing it's a fastball. It's a very helpless feeling, and nothing helps. You try the orange Oakleys, you try different kinds of eyeglasses, everything, nothing works. It's nice to try to draw a walk. I used to say, why swing at something I can't see? I'll go up there and take 2 strikes and hope he throws me 4 balls before he throws me 3 strikes.
Breaking ball in the corner. Dobbs is not going to like that call, and he just walks away. Strikeout number 5. Steven Strasburg.
And check out the curveball right here. Does it come back and get the corner? Pretty good frame by Pudge. But the way Pudge caught that, he caught it like a ball. Usually when Pudge thinks it's a strike, he'll hold it there for a count. That one he just grabbed and started to throw back to Strasburg, and then you hear the strike 3 call, and he threw it around.
Stanton goes up and swings at one, diving.
And I think the changeup is the best pitch in the shadows. A pitch that appears to be a fastball, but you can't pick up the rotation of the change. You swing right through it every time. And if you're playing in this ball game today, you better be swinging the bat. Mike Everett has a pitcher-friendly strike zone.
Strasburg working quickly. He buckles in with a breaking ball. K number 6.
This is impressive. Yeah, we always talk about buying into pitching to contact, and I think there's something to it when you're, over the course of 30, 32 starts in a major league season. But there's a part of all of us that likes to see Steven Strasburg strike guys out.
Oh, yeah. Here's Logan Morrison, who hit into that 3-6-3 double play engineered by Marrero first time up. Hey, strikeouts are great if they're coming on 0-2, 1-2. Just when there's too many 3-2 counts, that's when the pitches really pile up. Steven threw 38 pitches his first inning last time out.
He is getting into some kind of rhythm all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah. The 0-1 here.
98.
I mean, every pitch, even the ones that miss, are giving the hitters something to consider. Sanchez next inning, unless something happens here with Morrison. I tell you, I was here for the divisional series in 03 against the Giants. This ballpark was full. I mean, the football seats were all full. It was amazing. Nice to have a buzz here in the park, and that's another strikeout. Strasburg fans the side. 7 on the day. Total domination and full stat impressive as well.
I'm here talking plays with W.B. Mason.
Yes. Watch this lady. First, she makes a great pitch.
Looks like a slider.
Then, she calls W.B. Mason to order more Hewlett-Packard toner.
I'm calling about toner.
That is a great play.
Right. Nobody beats W.B. on HP.
In fact, we have such a great selection, we had to find some extra space to store it.
Hey, who did this?
I have no idea.
Who but W.B. Mason?
320 games, 2,900 innings, 47 million reasons to say thank you. 47 million viewers watched Orioles and Nationals games on MASN this season, making MASN Baltimore's and Washington's #1 regional sports network. We asked you to be there. You were. Thank you. Because they play for pride, not contract extensions. Because the cheerleaders actually cheer. Because every game is a playoff game. Because even the halftime show makes the highlight reel. Because the chances of your team relocating are 0%. That's why you love college football. That's why you watch MASN. Hawaii takes on Louisiana Tech Saturday at 7 on MASN and MASN HD. Be there.
Wednesday, June 15th, St. Louis Cardinals in town. Livan Hernandez would spin a 3-hit shutout as the Nats beat St. Louis 10-0. 3 hits, no runs, didn't walk anybody, 6 strikeouts, a double play ball, 105 pitches, 72 strikes, and for Levo, his 50th career complete game. He accepted the pie beautifully and his 9th career shutout. He actually looked like he enjoyed getting the pie.
He embraced the pie.
It creamed him and he loved it.
I went up to him today. I said, "You got the 9th inning in you?" He said, "Nope."
There's Pudge. 2 great swings. Lined out hard to right center first time, and this time he has a base hit. 2,844, 156 away from 3,000, and we sincerely hope he gets there.
Hitters can hit. It doesn't matter how long they sit around, how infrequently they play. A couple of good at-bats by Pudge. Almost a double his first time up. Stanton went into the gap, made a nice running catch, and how about this? So a guy that I see every day with a bat in his hand, batting gloves on, in the cage, working hard. Nothing's changed.
Lombardozzi goes up hacking. That's a base hit. Under the dive of Bonifacio. And a perfect bunting situation now coming up for Strasburg. The Nats get their first 2 base hits, and they're both clean.
Yeah, there goes the no-hitter, and there goes the 1-hitter. Back-to-back base hits. Just a nice, short, compact swing by Steve Lombardozzi. Right back up the box. Finds a hole. And now it's up to Steven Strasburg to get both of these guys over.
Gabby Sanchez pinching in from first. Greg Dobbs will be doing the same from third. Right-handed throwing first baseman, not the easiest play for him, but there is a catcher running from second to third.
A catcher that had 25 stolen bases in his MVP year. I know it was a long time ago, but Pudge can still run.
Well, he can kind of follow Bonifacio over there. Oh, that's perfect. Everybody hollering 1-1-1 for first base, and it's 1-4 on the sacrifice. Steven Strasburg, second of the year, the fourth of his career, and that was perfect.
Well, nicely deadened. Hey, watch this. Good form right there. Just catch the ball with the bat, kill it, and advance both runners. Made it look very, very easy. And how good have the Nats starting pitchers been all season long with this? I can't remember too many times we're up here going, oh, he didn't get him over again. I mean, Landon's been good. Levon was amazing. Jordan Zimmerman was great. Strasburg's good. And Peacock and Malone have been good at that. I mean, doing a nice job of doing the little things to help yourself out as a pitcher.
Big spot for Ian Desmond. That's a base hit. Pudge has scored. Lombardozzi being sent by Bo Porter. It is no contest at home plate. 2-0 Nationals. And for Desmond, 49 RBIs. What a good series for Ian. 5 hits and 4 ribbies in this 3-game set.
I can't call that one an error. That's a clean single right back up the middle. So first pitch ambush, nice job of pulling your hands inside the baseball and taking it right back up the middle. Big part of the ballpark in RBI situations always works. You know, you roll over that ball to third base, you don't get him in. So a fastball in the inner half of the plate. Desmond drives up the middle.
All right, Lombardozzi was not that far behind Pudge. He got a great jump. Well, 3 hits and 4 batters with a sacrifice in between. The Nats have done everything right here in the 5th.
And there goes the no-hitter, there goes the 1-hitter, there goes the 2-hitter, and there goes the shutout. Bam.
Desmond all over the bases, and on a bouncer to Bernardina. That's a tag by Infante and a 4-3 double play. So the Nats go quickly after the 2 hits, the sacrifice, and the RBI single.
When you believe in the future, you're always looking ahead to what's next, to what's possible. Confident that taking action now is the way to create a better tomorrow. That's why we're announcing that with the planned merger with T-Mobile, AT&T will begin bringing 5,000 jobs to America from overseas. We will invest $8 billion more and deploy the next generation of wireless broadband to nearly everyone in America. This investment will create as many as 96,000 American jobs. Here at AT&T, we believe in the future. We're not hesitating. We're investing in America now. Why? Well, we know it's good business because America has always been and always will be a smart investment. AT&T.
Well, things are happening quickly in this ballgame. That was about the quickest 2-run rally without a 2-run homer you will ever see. Then the double play ends the top of the 5th, and the Nationals lead 2-0. Steven Strasburg heading out for the mound again. 59 pitches, 38 strikes, through 4, and what a dominating 4th inning.
He was amazing. It all started with Dobbs right here. Just a backdoor curveball for a called third. Same thing to Stanton. So 2 good curveballs. And then a 92-mile-an-hour changeup in the dirt to Morrison for a check swing, 3rd strike. So can't do any better than Steven Strasburg's been doing, and he is in some kind of rhythm.
7 strikeouts, 2 walks, only 1 base hit. Double play erased 1 of the walks. No, we were looking forward to this day because Mike Rizzo told us last week if everything went okay at home on Friday, Strasburg would start this game. And based on how the weather's been down here, you couldn't ask for a better baseball day. Nice and dry, hot and muggy. And a half inning away from being an official ball game. By the way, we'll tell you that in the moments to come, we've been told that after this half inning, when the game is officially a game, the Marlins are going to halt the ball game for several minutes and have some on-field ceremonies. They've got a lot of their ex-players in town for this final game, celebrating a couple of world championships. So we'll kind of fill along with it and vamp along with it and show you what's going on, and hopefully recognize a whole bunch of those guys down on the field who have contributed to a really interesting history so far to baseball down here. Strasburg about to make his 60th pitch. Sanchez, Peterson, and Hayes for the Marlins. Bottom 5. Gabby Sanchez has Florida's only hit. First pitch swinging. A real jam job back in the second. He dumped the base hit into left center. 94, free and easy, perfect location. They're mindful of that changeup, aren't they? Because they're not catching up when he throws at 94. Not his top velocity.
Well, when you're facing Steven Strasburg, you can't even think about a changeup. I mean, his fastball is one of the better ones in baseball, period. So you're on the fastball, and if you're throwing the fastball by guys, that just tells you what kind of late hop it has. That's all you need to do is listen to Pudge's glove to figure out that he's throwing it through the target, not to the target. Very heavy baseball today from number 37.
Looking for his first win of the year and the 6th of his career. Shadow now onto the mound. Well, those 2 runs are big considering the changing conditions here. Sanchez drives that ball right field. It is foul, and just enough slice on it.
And that swing right there on about the 5th fastball from Steven Strasburg will definitely buy Gabby Sanchez a curveball or a changeup right here. So you see enough of them, you shorten up your swing, and Sanchez is a good hitter with 2 strikes. You see them all spread out right there, not much to the swing, just dropping the barrel on the baseball. And when you got a guy throwing 97, 98, he's the one supplying the power.
Ah, yes. Some hook. He has struck out 6 of the last 7, including 4 in a row.
I mean, as a hitter, when you foul off a fastball and you're on one pitch, you have to know, at least in the back of your head, that you're not going to see that same pitch again. But like I just said, you have to respect the fastball. So Gabby Sanchez obviously looking fastball right there. And another good curveball. First strike 3 from Strasburg. 4 strikeouts in a row.
There's Brian Peterson.
And 6 out of the last 7.
Look at that easy 96 right at the knees.
All right, forget pitching to contact. I am digging the strikeout right now. I mean, next year, yeah, you want to be economical, good. Last game of the year, strike everybody out. Some kind of rhythm, boy. I mean, he has just got it going on right now. He's in the zone. Fastball where he wants it, curveball where he wants it, and change up in the dirt when he wants it there.
Ryan Webb for the Marlins. Olsted's only thrown 63 pitches, but they may have to hit for him if anybody gets on base here. That doesn't look likely. Strikeout number 9.
Triple digits. That's the first 100-mile-an-hour fastball we've seen from Steven Strasburg since he's been back. So, yeah, you want to know if he's in the zone? Check this out. 100 miles an hour. I mean, that swing, the ball was in Pudge's glove. And he is feeling it right now, folks. Is this any good?
5 in a row. 7 of the last 8 hitters, no contact. Here's Brett Hayes, the catcher.
And there's guys going back to the dugout right now for the Marlins saying words like not fair, no shot, uncle, I don't have a chance. You want to hit?
Long innings to start with, but even with the strikeouts, pitch counts getting shorter every frame. Breaking ball hung up a bit, but there's Bernardina. Nothing wrong with that. And another 1-2-3 for Strasburg. This one into the 6th. On the Desmond RBIs, 2-0 Nats.
State Farm, this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. Jerry Newman with a policy question.
Jerry, how are you doing?
Fine. I've got a little fender bender.
Oh, Jerry, I'm so sorry.
I would love to help, but remember you dropped us last month.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. It only took 15 minutes to sign up with that new auto insurance company, but it's taken a lot longer to hear back.
Is your car up a pole again?
I miss you, Jessica.
Jerry, are you crying?
No, I bit my tongue.
Get to a better state. State Farm. Life is always moving us forward, leading us down paths we never imagined. For over 150 years, Wells Fargo has been moving forward with our customers, creating financial tools for the twists and turns of life. Now that Wachovia is Wells Fargo in D.C., we're with you when you're ready to move forward. Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far.
You think you colder than me? Turn on the radio. Me. Turn on the TV. Me. Turn on the movies. Me. So what you got?
Coors Light?
Don't mean nothing.
Ice Cube is cold, but Coors Light is super cold.
Oh, it's on now.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
A lot of speculation around here about who would take down the final number. And after 5 innings here, it's an official ball game. So the entire Florida Marlins ball club heading out to left field, trying to do as a unit what F.P. Santangelo did as just one man.
See, I was 73, 72, whatever I took down. I was just trying to get to 0 quick. That's why I ripped everything off so there was no number on there. Thinking about getting to this date right now, but this is a very special moment for these guys, I'm sure.
Jeffrey Lorian did not want to do it alone. He wanted it to be a team teardown.
They're talking about
Joining
Jeffrey Loria, the owner.
Your Florida Marlins, who will soon become the Miami Marlins, to count down the final number here at Sun Life Stadium. All right, Jeffrey and staff, help us count down and tear that number down. This is the final game played at Sun Life Stadium for the Florida Marlins. Opening day next year, the Marlins enter their new ballpark. And we thank all of you, the fans, who have been with us here and will be with us next season. Thank you for your support.
Well, every ball club has its hope for the future. And 4 years ago, the Nationals were doing just this at RFK Stadium, looking forward to the opening of our wonderful new ballpark on South Capitol Street. We were talking about that this morning. Whenever we would come back from a road trip in '07 and the buses went by the South Capitol Street exit on 395 on our way to RFK, I would watch everybody on the bus and every head would turn to the right, looking at our new ballpark about 5 blocks away. And when they started putting the blue seats in the upper deck, and we could finally see the colors of the seats covering up the concrete, everybody really got excited. And then, of course, in '08, first game at home, this Sunday night win over the Braves with Ryan Zimmerman's walk-off against Peter Moylan. And hopefully for the Marlins, those same kind of feelings approaching when they move into their plush new playpen next spring. How about August 19? Speaking of Mr. Walk-Off, it was a Friday night against the Phillies. Ball game tied, bottom of the 9th. Bang.
That might be the best moment of the year. I'm trying to think. There was so many great moments this year, but that reaction right there was priceless by Mr. Walkoff. And
it's like he's saying, what did you expect?
I don't know. Sunday was pretty special at the ballpark, too. So one of those 2 moments, flip a coin for me. Michael Morris with the curtain call. Henry Rodriguez with the number of pitches over 100 miles an hour. That was a very special day at the ballpark, but what that guy did right there, pretty incredible.
RBIs earlier in the inning by Gomes and Desmond, setting up the grand slam opportunity, and Ryan Zimmerman did the ultimate to win that game. Box score today, it's about Ian Desmond. He's reached on a walk, an error, and a 2-run single. The other base hits to set up that 2-run fifth. The leadoff shot the other way by Pudge, and then Lombardozzi's hard line drive up the middle. And of course, not to be forgotten, Strasburg's sacrifice bunt that moved those runners to second and third. So Chris Volstad, after a bit of a pause, about to throw his 64th pitch in what appears to be his last inning. He's due to bat first in the bottom of the 6th. Jose Lopez takes over for Omar Infante at second base.
Eventful days here in a row in South Florida. They're hiring a new manager. Last game in the ballpark. All the talk about the new ballpark. All the old ball players for the World Series championship teams here.
Well, we'd love to be talking about 2 out of 3 going home, right? As we mentioned last night, FP, 80 is a wonderful goal for wins right now. The Nats have already gone 10 beyond last year. What a great time to grab a plus 11 in 11.
I wasn't joking when I said in the open, if they win today, go back to D.C. and play the makeup game against the Dodgers tomorrow. Call it 500. It's a big game.
Yeah.
Fly them out right now. Got to take care of business here first. And you got the whole Triple Crown thing going with Kemp, although he's 11 points behind Braun right now and 12 points behind Reyes for the batting average.
Dodgers are at Arizona tonight. Worth smashing it out near short from the grass out there. Bonifacio wide throw and staying on the bag, Gabby Sanchez. Check it out for the playoffs. MLB.com's at bat 11. It's a great app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry. Live baseball. Game day pitch-by-pitch tracking in progress, box scores and stats, breaking news, searchable video highlights. Visit Nationals.com to check it out. Our text at bat to 31826. Chris Marrero 0 for 2 today. And a heartbreaking ball that he can't reach. They'll keep throwing that until he steps into one of those and starts slamming them over to right center. There's another.
And Chris looks like he's just trying to check in with his first home run here on the last day of the season, no matter what.
Trying to keep Volstad from quick pitching in here as we stepped out. Well, this is it for Volstad. 6 pretty strong innings. Espinosa next. Marrero sitting in there wondering, am I ever going to see a fastball? Right there he does, and it just misses low. Back to the hook, right off the top of the bat. Strasburg brilliant, 69 pitches, 47 strikes. And Marrero, a big time cut there.
By far the best outing so far from him. Fastball in the upper 90s, just touched 100 for the first time since coming back. The curveball's been in the strike zone all day long. Very sharp, very late.
Slider to Marrero, maybe that cutter. And that strikeout number 5 for Chris Volstad. For the latest news on Georgetown men's basketball, including ticket information, visit guhoyas.com. And during the season, follow the Hoyas on Masson, the official regional sports network of Georgetown basketball. Danny Espinosa 0 for 1 with a walk. Well, now we're told that Omar Infante left with a calf contusion. I wonder if he made some contact with Bonifacio and that ball up the middle and maybe got a cleat or a shoe into that calf muscle somehow. It's a contusion.
He'll probably be out for tomorrow's game and the next day and the next day and the next day.
Evidently, he fouled a pitch off of his leg as well. Now they'll see him in Jupiter. One and two to Danny. And a ground ball to the new second baseman, Lopez. Nats are gone, top six. Volstad about to be pinch hit for. We shall find out in a 2-0 game.
It's an important decision, one that demands results, one that will take a team. We will be there with expertise and extra hands. Morgan Franklin, financial management, performance improvement, and national security solutions.
Maximum punch. Maximum baseball. Maximum access. Nationals, your maximum access sports network.
Chesapeake, an Indian word describing a big river, and with good reason. I'm Johnny Holiday. The bay is 200 miles long with 11,700 miles of shoreline. But the bay isn't just the bay. The bay is 100,000 streams, rivers, and tributaries. The bay is homes and villages, farms and cities running from New York to Virginia. The bay is 64,000 square miles of watershed. Go to bat for the bay. Join the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Visit massinsports.com/CBF to learn more.
Sports Network.
Never miss a defining moment. Text Nationals to 29292. Maximum EM. Maximum baseball. Maximum access. Nationals, your maximum access sports network.
It is the last installment of the Coors Light 6th inning. It's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. We're going back to the second inning. Chris Marrero fields the ball. Stop it right there. He could have touched the base, but decided to get rid of it very, very quickly. A perfect feed to Ian Desmond. Comes across the bag and a perfect return throw to Marrero for the 3-6-3 double play. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
And again, if you missed it at the time, the Nats with 145 double plays on the year. The kids and the adults with curly W's love it. They're 5th in the league in that department. Strasburg back to work, and catcher John Baker is the pinch hitter for Volstad. Bottom of the 6th underway. 0-for-1 in this series, and Baker as a pinch hitter this year, 2 for 11 with an RBI. Wow, perfect. 1 ball, 1 strike, 87 on the changeup, right where Pudge was set up. Pop fly, left center. Bernardina with the shades. Right out of the shadow of that light standard for an easy out. Top of the order now. The longest Strasburg has gone this year, 2 starts ago against these Marlins. 4 hits, 1 run, 3 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody. 61 pitches, 45 strikes, so he's taken the pitch count well beyond that today. No activity in the Nats bullpen. Bonifacio, 2 Ks, both swinging.
Both swinging late.
93 right in there. And a breaking ball. Right there's Marrero. 2 quick outs. So he's gone contact on 3 consecutive hitters, and the outs are coming quickly.
He's going to work on that this inning. Last inning he worked on his strikeouts.
I hope he doesn't change any of that.
Said he's going to work on pitching to contact.
We all dig the strikeouts, but we dig quick innings, low pitch counts, and long outings.
And retiring 12 guys in a row is pretty cool too.
Yeah, last runner, Brian Peterson, the 2-out walk in the 2nd. Here's Lopez. Right-handed hitting infielder Jose Lopez. This ball is up and away. 27-year-old from Venezuela. Hit 400 in limited play at New Orleans this year. And he rams one to left, but it's got hook on it. Foul. Hardest hit ball by any Marlin today. Their box pretty empty thanks to Strasburg. One hit. Sanchez, the jam shot back in the second. 2 walks that same inning, one of them erased in a double play. And as FP said, since absolutely nothing for Florida.
.97 running in.
Gotta put some bees in your batting glove.
Let's see if he goes to the curveball. It's been his punch-out pitch pretty much all day long. It's been dirty.
Strasburg's high in strikeouts before today. 4 twice and then 3 twice.
There it is.
This is number 10. Have a seat. That's it for the 6th inning. Steven Strasburg, double figures. 7th inning coming up next, 2-0.
See that gap in the ring? The victim never had a chance.
That's not an Avery Gap-free binder?
No, it's a cheap store brand binder.
They said it was just as good as an Avery binder.
Just as good.
It's never, never, never.
Just as good.
Next time, buy right from WB Mason and get Avery Gap-free binders.
Instead of a 3-ring circus.
Who but WB Mason?
Jeep Grand Cherokee is the most awarded SUV ever. And Jeep Wrangler has an all-new powertrain with improved fuel economy, a refined, quiet interior, best-in-class maneuverability and ground clearance. And with some of the year's best deals, there's a lot to celebrate. The Jeep Celebration event, featuring the newest lineup of trail-rated SUVs.
Now, during the Jeep Celebration event, get 0% APR financing on all 2011 Jeep models.
So your policy looks good. Is there anything else?
Why'd you buy my husband a Falcon?
Thanks for the Falcon.
I didn't buy anyone a Falcon.
Sure you did. You saved us a lot of money on auto insurance. I used that money to buy a Falcon. Ergo, you bought me a Falcon.
You should get a Falcon. Most people who switch to State Farm save on average about $480. What they do with it, well,
That's their business.
Oh, that explains a lot, actually.
Another reason people switch to State Farm.
I got a Falcon.
Get to a better state.
Steven Strasburg's at 79 pitches through 6. How long do we see him today?
I think he might be done. There was a lot of handshakes in the dugout. The bullpen is up right now. So what a performance by Steven Strasburg. 10 strikeouts, just 1 hit. And there's student, there's teacher once again talking it over, going over what he did. But I'll tell you what, the more I see at number 37, the more I realize how special he is. He has a chance to be one of the best pitchers in baseball. I mean, what he did today was just unbelievable. 10 strikeouts. The curveball was great. The fastball reached triple digits for the first time back. He sat at 94, 95, but he had a reach back from 97 to 100 when he needed it. And he was all over the strike zone. A couple of walks in the second, but after that, he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 8 guys he faced after the second inning, through innings 3 through 5.
Retired the last 13 batters. Ryan Webb takes over for the Marlins in the 7th. Interesting. We'll never know. But if Gabby Sanchez hit doesn't fall in,
no.
The only Florida hit,
no.
Would they leave him in?
No. Fun to talk about, but no.
Because the thing is, and your answer is very decisive, and I totally agree with you, because if you leave him in for 1 more inning, that means you really want him to pitch 3 more innings for a no-hitter, and that's not likely to happen.
It would have been fun to talk about if he had a no-hitter going in to the 7th inning, but when you're talking about next year being everything, no.
Here's Ankiel, top 7 against Webb. We saw this guy the other night. His fastball runs all over the place. A lot of sidearm whip.
A lot of talk about this guy in the Nationals clubhouse yesterday and what good stuff he has.
I can see that. Busted bat, line drive at Dobbs. Pudge, who's had 2 great swings today. And I just wonder if he would get on base one more time. I wonder if Davey would entertain bringing him off to an ovation with a pinch runner.
That'd be cool. I'm in. I would like to see him one time look for something middle in and turn the fan on and try to leave this ballpark. I mean, he takes the inside pitch so well to right field with authority, but just one time cheat on that inner half, elevate one, and light this place up.
Oh, he saw something coming in, didn't he?
I think he was. He's got that sense, you know? The great ones do. I already got a hit to show for today. I'm pretty locked in, even though I haven't been playing a lot. Why not take a shot?
One out, top of the 7th. On a breaking ball, but Pudge takes it out right side. Nationals bullpen is working. Only Derek Jeter among active hitters more than Pudge, 2,844. Fastball in there, 2 outs. Renew your season tickets. The Curly W renewal gift, the red carpet rewards, and the Grand Slam. Easy payment plan await. Nationals.com/renew. Check it out for 2012. Now, we're not going to be around to tell you tomorrow. You know, we're like Mom, reminding you every day for the last couple of months, so don't forget.
You're like Mom, I'm not.
Oh, I can nag with the best of them.
I mean, if 10 strikeouts and hitting 100 doesn't get you fired up about next year with all the other stuff that's been going on recently,
come on.
Like I always say, I can't help you.
Mardosi 1 for 2 with a key base hit, setting up the 2-run 5th. After the single by Pudge, Strasburg moved them both up, and Desmond, first pitch swinging, drove them both home. Difference in the game. Back in the 5th. And this bouncer right at Bonifacio. He can't wait too long. Close play, and the Nats are gone. 7th inning stretch time for a big crowd at the home of the Marlins.
Like so many great pioneers before me, guided only by a dream, I'm embarking on a journey of epic proportion. I will travel from sea to shining sea, through amber waves of grey, and I won't stop until I've helped every driver in America save hundreds on car insurance. Well, I'm at the parking lot. That's a good start.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Wachovia is now Wells Fargo in D.C. And moving forward, you'll start to see some new things, like more innovative online tools to help you reach your financial goals, more ATMs and branches nationwide, and over 150 years of banking experience behind you. But there's one thing that won't change. Those same friendly faces you've come to know and trust will be with you when you want to move forward. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
Bottom of the 7th, here's our game summary. Steven Lombardozzi with a key base hit. He and Desmond 2 RBIs and 4 in this series. Steven Strasburg for the 3rd time goes double-digit strikeouts. First time, obviously, this year, dominating for 6.
He did it mostly with the curveball today, but he used the changeup a few times for strike 3. You see the backdoor curveball right there to Bonifacio. Just a challenge fastball right there. Another off-speed pitch. And I mean, when you got all 3 pitches going on, it's just not fair for the opposition. You go up there against a guy that throws upper 90s, and he's got a curveball that he's throwing for strikes. And, oh, by the way, he's got a 90-mile-an-hour change to go with it. And I think you can forget about talking about that guy's hurt anymore. He's back. It's official. I think it was official a couple starts ago, but when you strike out 10 guys in 6 innings, and you're just pounding the strike zone constantly with all 3 pitches, he can't wait for next year. Neither can we.
Ryan Matthews takes over here in the bottom of the 7th. see him back off the DL, and Ryan throwing the ball pretty well. It'll be his 34th appearance. We know the control numbers will be better next year. The league's only hitting .225 against him, so his key is the ball in the strike zone. Dobbs, Stanton, and Morrison, good hitters, 3, 4, 5 for the Marlins. This is their key inning right after the big crowd stretches. Frank Dobbs 0 for 2, pair of strikeouts, one looking against Strasburg. By the way, Steven threw 79 pitches, 54 strikes.
And I don't know if the game stays like this, if Drew Storm is available today or not. And I think that's why Ryan Matthews might have this 7th inning instead of Henry Rodriguez. He's got kind of a quad thing going on. I don't think they want to take a chance with Drew Storm.
So you're saying it could be Matthews, Clippard, Rodriguez?
Yes. If it stays like this.
I think we're okay with that, the way Henry's been throwing the ball. Picking up 2 saves over the last week. Him getting a couple of saves down the stretch here, that'll pay off big time for his confidence going into Vieira.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's a good looking breaking ball down and into the left-hander. 11 strikeouts by the Nats staff today. Roberto Clemente Award vote for Ian Desmond. You have till October 9th for the chance to win a trip to the World Series this year. He's our nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award for his work with the local youth baseball community. ChevyBaseball.com/Clemente. And nobody gives more time to the kids in D.C. and surrounding areas than Ian Desmond. One hopper. Lombardozzi with a couple of crow hops over to Marrero, 2 down. 15 in a row by the pitching staff with Logan Morrison coming in. You can work through these next 2 hitters. Then you've taken a big step toward winning the ball game in terms of having the tying run of the batter's box. So here's Morrison, double play ball and strikeout.
And a big step toward my make-believe makeup game tomorrow against the Dodgers so the Nats can get to 500. I'll be there. I'll be the only one. He's sitting in the booth by myself calling an imaginary game.
I can see you right there hollering at the official score. That was a hit, not an error. Come on. No, be there in spirit with you. It's my understanding that our stage manager, Joe Delpo, has taken the keys to the TV booth home. It is locked for the winter.
Sorry, I'll sit in the stands.
Call Bob Uecker. Oh, no, he's busy. Sorry.
He is. He's going to be busy for about a month, too.
They're pretty good. Based on the standings, the wild card, if it's Atlanta, would go to Milwaukee. If it's St. Louis, they would go to Philadelphia. If something would work out for a Milwaukee, Arizona second round, the Brewers are 1 game ahead of the D-backs in the standings for that home field advantage. That's why those teams who clinch have to keep on sending good lineups and pitchers out there to make sure they take care of that business. Nothing's bigger in the playoffs than home cooking. Matthews will walk Morrison here with 2 outs. Now the situation you did not want with Gabby Sanchez now stepping in as the tying run. Today's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals.
One last time. Way to go. You nailed that 161 times this year.
Well, Jagler and Holiday did a couple.
You see how the Diamondbacks won last night, down by 3, bottom of the 9th.
Oh yeah,
Brian Roberts, walk-off grand slam, and then he's coming around second base. Very cool moment. He looked at his manager, Kurt Gibson, pointed to him, and started doing the whole rip the pages thing like Gibby did on his walk-off in the World Series. Took his jersey off 3 steps from home plate and jumped into the mosh pit. I mean, they got something special going on out there right now in Arizona.
They do. That's why he got my vote for Manager of the Year. That club was in disarray. In fact, they made a managerial change when the Nats were out there last year. So here's Gabby Sanchez, 1 for 2. He has their only hit. Sitting on 19 homers with 77 RBIs. He gets jammed. Ball in the air for a long time, and it falls between Ankiel and Worth. A run will score. It's a 2-1 game. They both pulled up.
Rick Ankiel didn't see it. Never saw the baseball till the very end. And when you're standing out in the outfield in the sun, you have to wear your shades, but you're looking into severe darkness with the shadows in home plate. So look at Rick Ankiel. He's looking in here. He doesn't see the baseball. He gets a bad jump. He's looking for the ball. He finds it late. And both those guys staring at each other. And I don't know if either one saw him. But that's something we haven't seen happen with those two all season long.
Yeah, and the layout of this ballpark is bizarre. The ballpark kind of lays out from west to east. But at this time of the day, other than being off to the side like most ballparks, the sun is directly behind home plate. I mean directly behind the plate.
You see what Rick Ankiel's looking at right here? He's looking into here, obviously, but it's dark in here, so it's very dark. Sometimes as center fielder, when you have your shades down, and you need them down because the sun's up here up top, but you're looking into the strike zone, and you can't really see the ball off the bat because the shadows combined with you having the sunglasses on, it's super dark in there, and I guarantee you Rick Ankiel did not see that ball off the bat, didn't get a good jump on it, and we've seen him get probably the best jumps of any outfielder we've come across all season long, so didn't see that baseball whatsoever.
Well, the walk hurts as Matthews walked Morrison with 2 outs, and then Sanchez the double. And so the Nats will go to the bullpen for left-hander Sean Burnett. This call to the pen packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics.
Welcome to Nissan.
Altimas, please.
Nissan has a better availability of vehicles than Toyota or Honda, so you can save now. More cars, great offers, equals more savings.
Now, get 0% on Altima or $1,500 back on Altima. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer today.
Next stop, savings.
Why is travel these days about what you give up and not what you get? Like electricity or gadget power at your seat. Room to stretch your legs and your wingspan. Food when you're hungry. And taking off your shoes only if you feel like it. These aren't luxuries, they're basics. Get them back on Acela.
Amtrak Guest Rewards members earn double points this fall for any trip on Amtrak. Details at Amtrak.com.
We're good at tailgating, but to be great, well, you need a little coaching.
That's where I come in. Coach, are we running super cold activation today? Always, Gary. Only Coors Light tells you when your beer goes from cold to super cold. Frost brewed on 3. 1, 2, 3. Frost brewed. Ice down those Coors Lights, baby. Ice.
When it comes to big refreshment, we could all use a little coaching.
Nice crossing pattern, Randy.
We're tailgating at the next level.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer.
A little help, guys.
This HD Nationals baseball broadcast on Masson, brought to you by Verizon Wireless, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. A lot of things happening here in Miami. South Beach, new ballpark.
Hotel right there, as far as you know.
I don't know, they all kind of look alike when you're out on the water. But the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report is going to be on throughout the offseason, getting you ready for the playoffs, keeping you up to date on the Nats. Tom Davis, Phil Wood, Mel Antonin, and Dave Johnson. All winter long on Masson HD to keep you warm with some hot stove baseball. All right, Sean Burnett, lefty-lefty matchup. Well, normally the Marlins might hit for Brian Peterson here, but he hit the walk-off homer last night.
Off a lefty.
The lefty Doug Slayton. Burnett misses low and away as he goes first pitch fastball. So for Sean, 69th appearance. Tying run, second base, Gabby Sanchez. Not that fast. And a bouncer up the middle. Desmond keeps it on the infield. That saves possibly the tying run. With runners at first and third, 2 outs on a headlong dive.
Great job of keeping the ball in the infield. Did you see where the baseball went in his web? Watch this. Great range by Desmond after it gets past Burnett, who I think had it and pulled back. Look at the ball. Went right through the web of his glove. Hanging by a thread right there. He goes to reach for it. He's on the other side. Nice stop.
And by the way, that's good third base coaching by Joe Espada, because runners have the play behind them. They're dying to round that bag, and he put the brakes on Sanchez. So now it's up to Brett Hayes with 2 outs.
It's the first time all year I've seen a pitcher pull back. Usually they go for the baseball, and I think Sean had it.
Falls behind another hitter. Big crowd, clapping and chanting.
But I know what he was thinking. If you pull your glove back right there, you got your shortstop behind you, but Ian Desmond was playing Peterson the other way in the hole, so he had a long way to go for that.
That's a high strike. Verizon on the pitch track.
You know, I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Pitch Track. He's had a fantastic year this year. He hasn't missed a call all season long.
It's amazing. And nobody argues. Foul tip, strike 2. Sanchez doubled that ball that fell between Anfield and Worth, went to third on the Peterson infield hit. And Burnett gives up one that hooks down to the corner, short and into the bullpen. Popped up to short, line down to left. Totally handcuffed by that fastball just inside. Strasburg decision hanging in the balance.
I'm watching Gabby Sanchez creep down the third baseline. He's looking for a throw over. He's extended way down there. You see where Steve Lombardozzi's playing back. That's allowing him plenty of room to get a walking lead. He is just hoping that Sean Burnett throws to first base, and he might go. He's a very good base runner, not the fastest guy in the team, but very smart on the base pass.
He's got a 20-foot leadoff now. At 2-2, hit up the middle. Espinosa waiting for it, and the Nats are out of the inning. Marlins get a run on 2 hits and a walk. 2-1 Washington into the 8th.
At Bank of America, we're lending and investing in the people and communities who call Greater Washington, D.C. home. From supporting an organization that helps new citizens find their way, to proudly supporting our Washington Redskins, and partnering with a school that brings academic excellence to the Anacostia community. Because the more we do in Greater Washington, D.C., the more we help make opportunity possible.
Unpredictable. Unrepetitive. Uncensored. Unrelenting. Unauthorized. Rigo's Post-Game Extra on Masson.
The officially unauthorized post-game show.
Sunday following the Washington St. Louis game on Masson. Be there. Because they play for pride, not contract extensions. Because the cheerleaders actually cheer. Because every game is a playoff game. Because even the halftime show makes the highlight reel. Because the chances of your team relocating are 0%. That's why you love college football. That's why you watch Masson. Bowling Green in West Virginia plays Saturday at 3:30 on Masson and Masson HD.
Why not a nice, tight, well-pitched, well-played ball game on the last day of the season? That's been another theme of this 2011 season with the Nats on top of the Marlins 2-1. So only 3 hits per ball club, and the pitching's been very good. Hey, why not a game like this?
Yeah, what a play by Ian Desmond right there. That might have been a game saver. Keep the ball in the infield, keep the run from scoring. But how about Steven Strasburg today? I mean, you're wondering what he's going to do, and you don't want to get too wrapped up in the results every time this guy pitches, especially this year. But 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. He was dominant.
So we hope 2 innings to go in the season. Maybe an insurance run or 2 along the way would be nice. It's been a tough series on the Nats offense the last couple of days with Vasquez, Volstad, and now their bullpen today.
Yeah, but you just want to get out of here with a W any way you can. So maybe add on a couple of runs right here when you talk about who's coming up this inning. Alex Cora is going to lead things off.
Nats will be facing Ryan Webb again here in the 8th, and they will go with Alex Cora. And I'm sure some folks around baseball were surprised to hear that Joey, his brother, will not be the next manager of the White Sox, evidently. So Don Cooper, the pitching coach, being promoted. There's Tyler Clippard for the 8th, and then we think Rodriguez for the 9th. Hopefully the Nats still on top so we can find out. Well, I know where Alex Cora might be able to get a job if he's not playing next year. Well, I think the Nats would like to have him in the organization, but I'm sure the Marlins wouldn't mind grabbing him either.
He's going to be playing somewhere next year. He's got a lot of game left.
Good. Alex this year, 34 hits, 6 RBIs, 5 hits as a pinch hitter with a couple of runs driven in. Can play anywhere defensively. On a pitch up, he rams this one deep to right center. And that is beyond the reach of Stanton. Alex Cora is going to third base to lead off the 8th inning. That might be the farthest ball he's hit as a member of the Nationals.
I think he said something about I'm too old to hit triples to Bo Porter when he got to third.
Well, that is his first triple of the year.
Let's make that our 4th drive of the game. Why not? You come off the bench, you've been working hard all year, and you end the season with a triple. And let's watch Alex run. A good effort by Mike Stanton. That's selling out, folks. You got to respect the effort. And there goes AC into third with a triple, and he's fired up.
39th career triple. Here's Desmond, who's already driven in a couple today, and he, in these situations, likes to attack early, knowing that the Marlins threw him a breaking ball. So Desmond has a chance for his 3rd RBI today and the 5th of the series. Well, he'd love to pick up one more and make it to 50.
Feels good. You come home, last game in a ballpark where you've seen a lot of baseball games, played in a lot of baseball games, probably a lot of his friends from the University of Miami here, last game of the year. Don't know if you're going to get in there. You get in there and you smoke a triple to right center. Alex Cora's feeling good.
Desmond jumps away from that one inside. The count's 1-2. Nasty pitch down and in, 1 out. Second strikeout for Webb with Bernardina coming up.
What do you got on squeeze right here?
Smart base runner at third. Good punter. Fast base runner in the batter's box.
And like I always say, strikes on the mound. That's important.
Marlins infield way in. Sanchez Dobbs on the grass, but a good bunt doesn't matter where they're playing.
And the contact play is on. I'm watching Cora in his lead at third base. He's getting that walking lead to where he's momentum's going toward home when the ball's in the strike zone. So it looks like Davey Johnson's going to force the issue with the contact play right here. Bernardina hits it on the ground.
He does, and that's a base hit. Nationals lead 3-1 on Rogers' 27th of the year. So they grab that run right back. Ian Desmond made the big play to keep that ball from going into center field to tie it. Cora and Bernardina team up to put the Nats back up by 2.
High fives in the Nats dugout, and why not? It's a nice answer, like you just said, Bob. A big hit by Roger Bernardina picking up Ian Desmond. All of a sudden, the Nats got that run right back, and there's your 2-run lead.
Jason Worth now, and now you can turn Bernardina loose if you so feel. With Worth coming in 0 for 3. Roger jumps out to a pretty big lead. He's off and running. Great jump. But the throw makes up the distance, and Hayes gets him. Had to be a perfect throw, 2 outs.
Now, Brett Hayes got some kind of arm. We saw him on a fielder's choice in the first inning on a bunt by Bernardina, pop out and throw out Ian Desmond. And how about that one? Quick feet, quick release with something on it. Good throw.
Yeah, Hayes only 4 for 24 coming into this game. But Bernardina went in there hard. Here's Worth, bases empty, 2 outs. Worth 2 strikeouts, a ground ball today. Out to short. Bonifacio. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Tyler Clippard coming in. And the Nats have a 2-run lead again.
When you believe in the future, you're always looking ahead to what's next, to what's possible. Confident that taking action now is the way to create a better tomorrow. That's why we're announcing that with the planned merger with T-Mobile, AT&T will begin bringing 5,000 jobs to America from overseas. We will invest $8 billion more and deploy the next generation of wireless broadband to nearly everyone in America. This investment will create as many as 96,000 American jobs. Here at AT&T, we believe in the future. We're not hesitating. We're investing in America now. Why? Well, we know it's good business. Because America has always been, and always will be, a smart investment. AT&T.
It's an important decision, one that demands results, one that will take a team. We will be there with expertise and extra hands. Morgan Franklin, financial management, performance improvement, and national security solutions.
Maximum Ryan. Maximum Baseball. Maximum Access. Masson is your Maximum Access Sports Network.
It's time for a Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Let's make it a threefer. We figured you'd like to see this. Michael Morse, homering in 3 games in a row, back-to-back-to-back games. There's number 29. Watch the reaction of number 30 coming up. That's Little League World Series stuff. I mean, he's generally thrilled to get his 30th, and he should be. What a year. And then here's number 31 to a bar at the ballpark where I've never seen a right-hander go before. So Michael Morris, have a season. You see him duck right there. Beasts have to duck when they go into this dugout. But what a year for Michael Morris, and those are Coors Light Cold Hard Blasts.
Well, there are 2 of your middle-of-the-order hitters for next year, guaranteed. Here's Tyler Clippard. Remarkable season for the All-Star, appearance number 72. Storen has 72, so it's a pretty apropos that they might finish tied. Donnie Murphy gets the pinch hitting assignment. First pitch grounder. Tricky hop. Bombardozzi, who's not a third baseman, plays it like he's been there for a long time. That's good.
A tricky hop on a tricky field. We were talking about the playing surface here. So Stephen Lombardozzi gets an in-between hop. Not about the 8-yard line. Good throw to first base. Nice pick by Marrero. Like he's been doing it his whole life over there. Smooth. The best part about it is once he gloved it, he gathered his feet, made a good throw.
Top of the order, Bonifacio, 0 for 3 today. Clippard gets him at the knees with a strike 193. That's another one right down there. That was a changeup, 81. Catch all the action of the postseason on Fox and TBS. It all begins Friday night with the division series on TBS, and there is a chance of a couple of wild card playoff games tomorrow night. American League, I think, would be in the afternoon. The National League would be in the evening. It'll all depend on what happens in those 4 ball games tonight. Hudson at home for the Braves. Carpenter on the road for St. Louis. Price at home for Tampa Bay. Lester on the road for Boston. Alex Sanabia and Steve Cishek throwing for the Fish. Bonifacio, did he commit? No swing, says Chris Guccione. Is he right for a changeup here? Or a fastball upstairs? It's the heater. 2 down. 12 strikeouts by the Nats today. Keeping that guy off base is a big step now. With 4 outs to go, and Lopez coming up.
Yeah, 3rd strikeout of the day for Bonifacio, and it was on the eliminator fastball just above the belt, and Bonifacio couldn't catch up. I asked Tyler the other day, I said, if you had to put in percentages of all of your strikeouts this year, what pitch was the most? He said high fastball. I said, what, about 80%? He said, 85.
Ball hit to left. It's off the end of the bat from Lopez, and Bernardina runs it down. Now this one's into the 9th inning. Solid pitching today by the bullpen. 3-1 Nats.
What separates Ram trucks from Ford and Chevy? Well, the legendary Hemi engine, unsurpassed off-road capability, and best-in-class maximum towing, just to name a few. Standing alone never felt so powerful. Come drive one yourself. Ram Power Days.
With 0% APR for 60 months plus bonus cash, get up to $7,600 total values on Ram 1500 SLT Crew Cab.
320 games. 2,900 innings. 47 million reasons to say thank you. 47 million viewers watched Orioles and Nationals games on MASN this season, making MASN Baltimore's and Washington's #1 regional sports network. We asked you to be there. You were. Thank you.
Sports Network.
Never miss a defining moment. Text Nationals to 29292. Maximum Den. Maximum Baseball. Maximum Access. MASN is your maximum access sports network.
One last inning of Major League Baseball here at Sun Life Stadium. Now, Nationals clubhouse guru Mike Wallace was one of the original Marlins clubhouse workers when the team opened here in 1993, and he has a lot of fond memories of the early days.
The first year was like an event because we drew 3 million people here, and since it was Major League Baseball coming here the first time, there was excitement, there was glitz, there were all types of people, VIPs and everything. It was exciting.
And of course, they are authenticating all of the bases. Every inning they've been switching them out, so a lot of work for the MLB authenticators. They've been busy. And also, Javi Castro, the assistant to Mike Wallace in the clubhouse, was also one of the original members. So the Nationals got two of the best guys in the business. Bob, FP?
Yeah, they sure have, Debbie. And of course, Mike worked in Montreal for a number of years. Outstanding. Those guys take care of moving all this equipment around the country, make sure the guys have the right uni tops, the right ball caps, everything. I'm telling you, they work 24 hours a day from start of spring training to the end of the season.
Wally's the best. He even hooks up the broadcasters with stuff. He's awesome.
Like what? I didn't get it.
Sweatshirts, hats,
really,
jackets,
really,
shorts.
Really. All you have to do is ask.
Well, maybe I'll just say he even hooks up the broadcaster, not plural, with stuff.
Evidently. Top of the 9th inning, Chris Marrero on that sidewinder delivery by Steve Cishek. Chris 0 for 3 today. And right now, it's kind of cool to look out there and see Drew Storen is warming up.
And that was a last-minute switch because Henry Rodriguez took the ball. He was warming up, and all of a sudden he sat down. And maybe Drew said, you know what? I'm good. Let me go.
Good to go. Another great inning by Tyler Clippard. So let's see. Clippard's ERA will end the season somewhere between 1.80 and 1.85.
I mean, that's got to come down next year.
Kidding me? Left side. Tough play. Dobbs. And out on a close play at first as he gets Marrero. Craig Dobbs dodging a couple of bad hops over there today. Nats action. Don't miss out on it and Maximum Access live in-game discussions and the chance to win exclusive MASN prizes. Check out facebook.com/MASN Nationals and you can't miss.
Now that Facebook site, they have their own little community. They talk every single game. I've been on there a couple of times and checked it out. Huge Nat fans. They meet every night, every day, whenever, and talk about baseball. We love anybody that loves baseball. We love anybody that loves the Nats. So I don't know what those guys are going to do tomorrow because they're there every single night talking ball on Facebook.
Read the story about the mom who complained on Facebook about her 2 football-playing sons and how messy their room was, considering they only lived there on weekends. Well, they found out they were living in the wrong district, and their football team forfeited 3 games because mom was upset about their room.
There's no secrets nowadays anywhere.
There are no secrets. 2 days a week, what a mess. What do you mean 2 days a week? Swing and a miss, Espinosa gone. 2 outs here in the 9th.
And we're giving shout-outs. I just want to thank Adam Kilgore, Amanda Comack, Mark Zuckerman, and Bill Ladson for all their help this year. They've been with the ball club at home and on the road. And we use their stuff, at least I do, every single day, and I want to thank them for all the hard work they've done all season long. Those guys have done a great job.
And hats off to Masson's Ben Gessling. Hard work all through the season. All the guys who help us out and the ladies who help us out in Masson. Rick Ankiel on 0-2, and it's outside 0-1, pardon me, with 2 outs here in the night. And Drew Storn about to come on, seeking his 43rd save, and he's got some tough hitters to deal with.
I want to thank you. First year as a full-time broadcaster. It's been a fun ride. We've had a good time together, and we got to call some pretty good games. So it's been a pleasure, partner.
Likewise. Ooh, Ankiel had a pretty good rip. Crowd clapping to get this game into the bottom of the ninth. The crowd announced it over 34,600. And the stands are more full than they were at 4 o'clock. Some late arrivals, breaking ball low. Nats could use a runner. Wouldn't you love to see Pudge bat one more time? 3-2 coming.
When you put it that way, absolutely. This turns into a huge pitch.
Ankiel drills this ball to center. Almost took off, and it did on Peterson, who grabs it. All right, here we go. 3 outs left in the season. We hope.
There goes Dwayne's car. Oh, man. There goes Dwayne's house. And there goes Dwayne. Man, that thing does not like Dwayne.
State Farm's got you covered.
Nice landing. It was.
Get to a better state.
Welcome to Nissan.
Altimas, please.
Nissan has a better availability of vehicles than Toyota or Honda, so you can save now. More cars, great offers, equals more savings.
Now, get 0% on Altima or $1,500 back on Altima. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer today.
Next stop, savings.
Hi, everybody. Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight. Time for our WB Mason 9th inning update. Nats 3 outs away from win number 80.
Able to bunch some hits together there, Johnny, and score 2 runs in the inning. Steven Strasburg, magnificent, as we're going to see Drew Storn here close this thing down.
A lot of things to talk about on our Nats Extra postgame coming up. But first, the bottom of the ninth will go back to Florida in Miami. How about Desmond today, offensively and defensively for the Nats, guys?
Yeah, Johnny, he's done it all for the Nats today. On base a couple of times, 2 RBIs, saving what would have been the tying run back in the 7th. And now setting up at short behind Drew Storn is looking for his 43rd save. How about a pivotal play before we get there?
It is time for the Morgan Franklin pivotal play one last time. We're going to make it a couple of plays. Ian Desmond's RBI single up the middle, scored 2. And then how about possibly a game-saving play on defense? Diving up the middle, keeping the runner at third base, not allowing him to score. So Ian Desmond doing everything in game 161 for the Nats. Morgan Franklin and their clients know that pivotal plays don't just happen in sports. See who's making them in business and government at pivotalplays.com.
Drew Storn facing Dobbs, Stanton, and Morrison in the bottom of the ninth. So he will go Clippard 1 better and lead the staff with 73 appearances, counting this one. 2-run lead to work with, a veritable luxury for Storn, who's been pitching under 1-run closing pressure all year.
He's got some big outs to get, though.
First pitch fastball right there is Marrero for the out. Nothing sweeter than a one-pitch out in a tough situation.
Yeah, that whole thing with the book on scoring, a guy swinging at the first pitch, getting that first hittable fastball, is bad at times, but it also can be good.
He's working it to his advantage now, isn't he?
Yeah, you got a 2 or 3 run lead. Yeah, go ahead and swing at it. If you hit a home run, you hit a home run. Now I go to the get me over slider for strike 1. But this should be fun right here. We'll see what he does with Stanton.
Nats trying to win 10 of their last 11 road games. Stanton 0 for 2 with a walk. They're also trying to win 14 of their last 18 games. Bud sets up away on 0-1. Low target. Oh, what a great slider. You talk about hitting the mitt. And he goes with another slider for the second out.
We've gotten used to this all season long. Maybe a little bit spoiled, too. Clippard and Storn, how good have they been? Check out this graphic right here. Drew Storn and Tyler Clippard pitch. 43-6. Is that any good? Like I said, if it was a video game, just throw them out there every day.
Crowd on its feet, dying for Storn to get this last out. 0-2 is Logan Morrison, 0-4-2, and a first pitch fastball, and Drew is letting it all hang out right here.
I mean, Drew can trick himself into thinking that this is a home game right now.
Why not? Strasburg, an out away from his first win of the year. Nasty slider. No balls, 2 strikes.
And that one's very, very tight. He's got the big sweeper that he throws sometimes, but today that slider, the Marlins hitters, is looking just like a fastball until they commit.
Close to Pudge appealing that down to third. Target away on 1-2. Breaking ball. Game over. Season over. The Nationals win 80.
What an amazing year capped off by Drew Storm. His 43rd save of the season. And what other pitch would it be? Backdoor slider, framed by Pudge. And what a last month of the season, 17-10 for the Nats, finishing on a high note. And congratulations to Steven Strasburg, his first win this year, and what a dominating performance by him. And just another lousy W for the Washington Nationals.
Yep, 80 and 81. And the Nats win 11 games more than they did last year, exceeding lots of expectations. Strasburg with a big smile, and why not? And Drew Storm, save number 43 that he can take home with him this winter. How about that? A 3-hitter for the Nats against the Marlins in their own ballpark on an emotional reunion day for the home team.
And just to come in here, take 2 out of 3 in a place where you haven't historically done well. And they're not even letting the Nats shake hands right now. They're setting up for the post-game celebration. Trying to get them off the field. But you know what? Enjoy it, boys. You deserve it. That was a wonderful season.
Yeah, quick ball game. 2 hours and 23 minutes. A wonderful wrap-up to the season for Pudge. We certainly hope to see him again in this uniform or another. He's got some Great amounts of baseball left in that wonderfully taken care of baseball body of his. So the Nats win it 3-1. A 3-hitter. Strasburg 1-on-1 on the year, storing his 43rd save. And the Nats will finish. Here's another feather in the cap. 36-36 against the East this year. Who would have thought the Nationals would split even in the division just a couple of weeks ago?
And you see the hugs right there. These guys love each other. I mean, you spend 6 months out of the year together, probably more than that counting spring training, and every day you're in that clubhouse. You know, these are guys that are pulling for each other. It's a very special thing. It doesn't happen in every organization. There's a lot of teams that can't wait to get home, but you see right now the emotion out there on the field. Those are guys that are very, very happy. You see the hug right there with Pudge and Steve McCatty. And they should be. It was a wonderful year and a huge step in the direction that this franchise wants to go.
Well, as the Marlins set up a ceremony for their future, the Nationals hug their way into theirs. That'll be an interesting moment for Levon and Pudge as they leave a field where they once did great things. What a nice ending to the season. It'll be a very pleasant flight home tonight for the guys on the charter.
And you think about how happy we were maybe that second game against the Dodgers got rained out that day. But if they would have played that game and won that game, we're talking about a 500 season.
Well, evidently the only person who could catch up with Steven Strasburg today is Debbie Taylor.
Thank you very much, Bob. And Steven, I have to say, I think you're back. I mean, what a phenomenal performance. What was working best for you today?